The last couple of times that I went to Colombia, I feel like the girls know, like they know what's up now. Like, oh, maybe these Americans are just coming here. They're gonna like say stuff to us, and I think they wisened up a little bit.
Hey, Jamie Woods, we here to travel and motivate. No curry, we just trying to keep our minds in a golden state. We answer to nobody but the Lord, we control our fate. Too many things to see just to sit in a hole and bake. We growing, ayy.
So how was your experiences in Colombia?
So I went during like 2021 and 2022, and I'd say those are like the golden years of Colombia because there weren't so many tourists that were going there at the time. And I felt like the women were a lot more friendly and open to Americans. Um, I feel like now, I mean, the last time I went, I noticed that going to like Parque or El Poblado, it's a lot more transactional and there isn't as much of like a date element.
So when you mean date element, because I know you were talking about the Brazilian girls before, and you said that it would start off transactional, but
Yeah,
eventually it would turn into something genuine. So are you saying that in Colombia that's not like as common?
I feel like it used to be because um, there is this place called the Lutron, Loutron. I think it's closed now, but it was kind of like a rush hour two style brothel where you would just sit down and they would bring
Oh,
all
yeah,
of
I know
your.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
I ended up like getting her info and hitting it off with her, and she was like drop dead gorgeous. Like I had never seen such a beautiful, um, just she almost looked like she was part Indian or something, but she wasn't. She
Mm.
was just pure Colombian. So she was very exotic, and we ended up exchanging numbers. And over the next like month or two, we just like talked a little bit on WhatsApp, and we shared each like Instagrams and whatnot. And I ended up seeing her again when I went back to Colombia, but just like normally, like on a date. And we ended up dating for like a year, like on and off. It was a little bit complicated because I was still a little bit weary about what she did for work, and I didn't necessarily want to like bring her back to the U.S. Maybe I'm being an asshole by saying this, but I was just like a little bit concerned, because I met her in that environment. She's
Yeah.
also from a rural country, so I just wanted to be a little bit cautious. But yeah, so they stopped. They ended after a year, and yeah, so I feel like in 2021, 2022, that was like a little bit more like viable, like that kind of date can happen. But the last couple of times that I went to Colombia, I feel like the girls know, like they know what's up now. Like, oh, maybe these Americans are just coming here. They're gonna like say stuff to us, and I think they wisened up a little bit. You know?
So I made a video a couple months ago about like the Gringo hate that's going on in Medellin, Colombia, because I went through a couple experiences that I thought was odd at the time, but then the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, okay, I think this was Gringo hate. Because I remember my first time I went to Colombia, believe it or not, I actually went with family. So it was my mom's birthday. She said she wanted to go to Colombia because she liked Carol G and all that. So I took my mom and sister out there, not knowing how the environment was like, especially Parque 𝐼𝐻𝐻 area. So I took them over there, and I remember we were walking, and just to give you a description, my mom and sister, well, obviously my sister, but my mom is like very young for her age. You know what I mean? Just thought I would put that out there just to paint the picture here. And so we were walking together, and I remember there was this one guy, this one local Colombian guy that passed through us, and he stuck the middle finger at me. And I'm like, why is
Yeah.
he sticking the middle finger at me? And then he started mumbling a couple things under his breath. I was like, what's going on here? And then I remember another incident where I was walking through Parque 𝐼𝐻𝐻, and I thought it was so fascinating because it was my first time there. There's so many clubs and just how crazy it gets in Parque 𝐼𝐻𝐻. I wanted to record it. I don't know. It just my first instinct at that moment was to record it. So I was walking through, Parque 𝐼𝐻𝐻 with them. And I remember this one local Colombia guy saying, "Oh, that's disrespectful." Da, 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 da. Of course, we got into it because I understood Spanish. But all these incidents happened, and at that time, I wasn't really aware why it was happening. And then once I got back to America, that's when it clicked on me. That's when it dawned on me. And I was like, wait a second. I think these people thought I was the typical passport bro, the typical American that was in their country with two Colombian women. Because, you know, obviously I'm Spanish, my mom, sister, you know, I'm not to say it like this, but they are good looking women, right? So they probably assumed they were pros. I was with them, just being a typical guy, recording stuff, doing this. And so that's why they're reacting the way they were. And so I think the locals are actually really pissed. But what's your opinion on Gringo Head? Did you ever experience anything directly towards you?
Not necessarily towards me. Not the last time I went, I just noticed it was a little bit colder. Like you know, that's the only thing I noticed. But I also speak Spanish, so maybe that helps. You know, maybe I kind of like blend in a bit more like that. But
you could pass up for a Spaniard.
Yeah, that's what they think usually. They usually think I'm like, some of them thought I might have been like Colombian too, and I was like, okay, cool. But one of my buddies, he went there in like March, and this had never happened to any of my friends before, but he matched with a girl on Tinder and he got scopolamine.
Oh man.
Yeah, and like out of all the times that I've been, that had never happened to like any of us, not me, none of my friends. So that's been a lot more like prominent lately, that they're just scoping like guys, you know? And apparently it happens a lot with Tinder matches. So I think that could be part of the gringo hate, you know, like, oh, let's just rob the gringos and whatever.
It seems like there's like a lack of remorse for what's happening there. It seems like it's just normalized over there where they're just like, all right, let's Scopolamine him. And if he gets deleted, he gets deleted. And I'm like, damn, where's the you guys don't feel anything? You guys just do things or whatever. If it happens, it happens. You just keep it moving. And like, I don't know. It doesn't rub. It doesn't. I don't really like it, to be honest with you. What's going on over there with the Scopolamine? And that's actually one of the reasons why I haven't gone to Medellin as much as I want to, because I really do like Medellin as a city. I think it's a beautiful city. But just the dating culture, the social culture, because it's not even just the women. You got to watch out the men, because I heard rumors of people getting set up, people getting scammed. Even the police can scam you out there, you know. But do you have any other opinions or any other things on the scopolamine crisis that's going on in Medellin?
Let's see. Well, I do want to say that if anyone goes to Medellin, like, they should probably go with a trusted tour guide. So almost every time that I've been, not every single time, but the majority of times, I've been with a like a local guide that I've known. Now I've known them for like 5 years, and my friends have known them even longer, like for 10 years. So maybe that could have been one of the reasons I never got scoped, because they saw me with a local. But yeah, I mean, my suggestion is that if you go, or if anyone goes, that they are with a trusted guide that will watch out for them at all times.
Yeah, I also do feel because I mentioned this before in one of my other interviews. I had said that making best friends with the security guards downstairs is also a big thing. I'm not saying it's going to totally prevent it, because none of what we're saying is completely going to prevent this from happening, but it's going to minimize it, and that's the important part, is minimizing the risk. But one thing I know is, if you make best friends with the security guard, you let them know, hey, listen, I got to come down with the girl afterwards, this, that. You know, give them a little something. You know, you don't got to be cheap with them. Give them a little something. I'll give them like $20. Here you go. You know, just to show them my appreciation, and it goes a long way with them. Little things like that can save your life out there in Medellin. But me personally, I don't want to be somewhere where I always got to be watching over my shoulder, watching over my drinks, put my stuff away because I might get robbed. Like, I feel like I'd rather not be there.